Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. John and Steve have inquiries for Whitley. Brady revealed to Marlena at Horton Town Square that he thought Kristen was to blame for Rachel's disappearance. Brady's request for Marlena to speak with Kristen was accepted. Marlena requested it, and Brady complied. After sharing an embrace, Marlena walked away. Kristen was taken aback when Lonnie knocked on the door of the Demira estate. They gave each other a cozy hug. Lonnie received condolences from Kristen over Abe's passing. Kristen pretended to be concerned about Rachel, but Laney realized that she was lying. Lonnie suggested Kristen to tell Brady where Rachel was and to find a method to legally enjoy time with Rachel. Lonnie pleaded with Kristen to act morally, saying that Brady was just as significant to Rachel as Eli was to Jules and Carver. Kristen and Laney declared their love for one another before Lonnie left. Lonnie assured the two friends that they would see each other again soon, and Kristen remarked that it had been nice to see her. Kristen was astonished when Marlena emerged from the wine cellar a short while later. Marlena insisted that Kristen provide her Rachel's location. Even though Kristen claimed to know Rachel's location, she refused to divulge it for free. "I would need something in return," Kristen continued. Before Abe's funeral, John paid a visit to Steve and Kayla at their residence. Steve was informed by John that he had dreamt of Abe. John revealed that he had experienced the identical dream twice in a succession. "I'm going to say something that might sound a little bit wacky. I'm starting to wonder if maybe it wasn't just a dream after all," John said. John questioned whether his dream had been a premonition and claimed that the two men's belief that Marlena, Kayla, and Kate had passed away and Abe's death felt similar. In regards to Abe's disappearance, John observed that there were just too many unresolved issues. Steve concurred, and they made the decision to resume their inquiry together. Whitley's original police statement was the next thing Steve and John looked at. John stated that he believed someone had removed Abe from the hospital, and he added that the individual had knowledge of the location of the hospital's security cameras. Steve mentioned Whitley as a model employee. John wondered why Whitley had reported feeling sick on the day Abe vanished, since she hadn't missed a day of work in 15 years up until the death of her ex-husband. A knock on the door was heard by John and Steve. To Channel, Steve unlocked the door. When Channel said that Whitley had visited Abe and Paulina's apartment to convey her sympathies to Paulina, Steve, and John were taken aback. Whitley had worked on Abe's mayoral campaign, according to Channel, who also noted that Whitley had attended Abe and Paulina's Juneteenth wedding in the park the previous year. Steve and John decided to examine Whitley more closely after Channel left. Theo practiced his eulogy for Abe's funeral at Abe and Paulina's penthouse in front of Paulina. Theo gave a moving speech in which he welcomed the union of Abe and Paulina. With Abe gone, Theo promised he would look after Paulina. While sobbing, Paulina made a commitment to Theo that they would look out for one another. After Abe's funeral service, Theo, Chanel, and Lenny consoled Paulina at the park a while later. Paulina questioned Whitley's absence from the funeral. When Jerry was brought up, Theo noted that Jerry had shown regret about not having been able to help Abe. Lonnie was left in the park by herself when Theo, Chanel, and Paulina had left. Lonnie remembered Jerry's apologies to her and Theo near the location of where Abe had purportedly perished as she sat on a park bench. After leaving the park, Lonnie got to her feet. Abe reiterated that Whitley wasn't Paulina while they were at Whitley's residence. Whitley got to his feet, and she injected Abe again against his will. When Whitley heard a knock on the door, she answered it to Jerry, who was startled to see Abe unresponsive. Jerry confided that he was having second thoughts about supporting Whitley's plan outside in the hallway. Jerry was shouted at by Whitley, who then said that she would leave Salem and take Abe somewhere far. Whitley gave Jerry money to leave town as well and promised to be in touch. Abe argued that Jerry wasn't his son when they were back inside the home. Whitley explained that she had to go and promised that when she came back, she and Abe would begin a new life together. Abe continued to watch Body and Soul after Whitley left. Abe observed that Jerry wasn't Theo when he saw him on screen. Steve called Joan later from Salem University Hospital, where Whitley had heard him mention her name, and said he would speak with her. Why did Steve want to speak with her? Whitley questioned. According to Steve, who was Abe's close buddy, Channel had mentioned that Whitley had assisted Abe with his mayoral campaign. Whitley expressed the need to speak to Kayla after becoming agitated and irritated by Steve's inquiries. Whitley's announcement that she intended to submit her resignation caught Steve off guard. In a different apartment, Jerry hastened to pack when he heard a knock at the door. Lenny appeared to be sneering at Jerry as he opened the door for her. Abby proceeded to watch Body and Soul at Whitley's residence. When a man showed up on the television, Abe was startled. Abe was the man in the picture. Character from Days of Our Lives Legacy recasted with a recognizable face. You're correct, Salemites. Finally returning to Days of Our Lives, Philip Kyriakis sports a new look while maintaining a recognizable appearance. Relax, Kyle Brand of the face transplant that no character acknowledges is not the culprit. The loving infant son of Kate and Victor will be played once more by Jean-Paul Lavoisier, who is best known for playing Rex on One Life to Live from 2015 to 2016. Philip most recently appeared as J. Kenneth Johnson, a favorite of the public. He resumed playing the role on the app/web series Last Blast Reunion in 2019, before bringing him to Salem in the traditional sense in 2020. Philip, who at any given time represents half of Salem, is now assumed dead after risking his own life and a prosthetic limb in order to accuse his stupid nephew Brady of murder in 2021 and being whisked away by Kate. In Salem, framing a relative for murder is a very regular practice. Philip must now return to the world of the living. Lavoisier's version is scheduled to repeat the role in August, according to a report published on July 14 by Soap Opera Digest. Could this be for the much-anticipated memorial to the late John Aniston, who passed away on November 11, 2022, at the age of 89, and the program addressing the stolid Kyriakis patriarchs passing on air? Or perhaps Martha Madison's Belle will offer consolation to Lavoisier's Philip, as Sean's conflict with the bottle escalates into all-out war. Maybe he'll multitask and seduce Chloe while keeping Xander away too. It's safe to say that Philip has a lot of potential on Days of Our Lives, and we can't wait to watch which of them materialize. Thanks for watching if you liked this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.